Ahead. There we go. She's all over it. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Innovate BC. It is Wednesday, July 13th, and it also is tonight, the full moon. I always love a full moon. I love the good energy. I love setting those intentions. I love the opportunity to let go of whatever doesn't serve me. So it's a good day that Creator has given to us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We are honored that you have decided to join us today. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. My name's Michelle. I'm joining from Amiskwaci, Waskagan, Treaty 6 territory, otherwise known as Edmonton. It is a sunshiny, but also a little bit of a windy day today. We'll take that wind because yesterday it was a hot summer day. So we give thanks for all of the gifts that the Creator has given to us today. Thank you, Creator, for the gift of land, the gift of the medicine that the land brings to us. It's harvesting season. So we think of all of the gifts, the sage, the cedar, the fungus, the sweetgrass, those medicines that help us to stay grounded. We give you thanks for the animals and the plants, and of course, the sacred waters, and all of our relatives, the animals, us two-legged, our chosen family, our biological families. So these are all good gifts you've given to us, Creator. So we just want to take a moment to give thanks and honor this gift. Hi. All right, so Innovate BC, we got a good speaker today. We love her. We love her energy. Loa is joining us from BC. She's going to talk about networking to build business opportunities. We all know how important networking is, so she can break it down for us today. It will give us a confidence to walk into a room full of people, and as Loa says, we're going to own it. So network can be a big procrastination area for many people, as it's not easy to approach complete strangers and strike up meaningful conversation, much less assessing and progressing a business opportunity. Instead, look at networking as making new business friends. We love friends around here that can turn into collaborators, clients, and referral sources. So in today's webinar, the one and only Loa will teach us how to approach networking with enthusiasm, gain question openers that generate good conversation, learn to work that room, and follow up after the event, and ensure that you have a full database of great contacts, allies, and leads to call on in the future. So it sounds like a delight today. It sounds like she's going to pass on some good tips and knowledge so we can be better at what we do and what we bring to this world. So a little bit about our guest speaker. She has 20 plus years of entrepreneurial marketing, technology, and sales expertise through her marketing agency, Activate. Consulting from emerging private and public companies, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, and non-for-profit organizations here in Canada. She also works with progressive Indigenous communities in BC, passing along marketing, digital media, and sales knowledge to Indigenous entrepreneurs who want to start and grow companies that are passionate, which is awesome. We need you. We need your knowledge. So she created a 15-course business training program that gives Indigenous adults and youth the professional and personal development tools and skills needed to succeed in today's digital economy. So many of her participants are operating thriving businesses who have been recognized for their achievements, and BC's Indigenous Business Awards in Vancouver. So she's the queen of LinkedIn. So you could find her on LinkedIn. I know she'll post her handle there. I really encourage you to follow her. She always drops good knowledge there. So Loa, welcome. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Wow, that is, speaking of a warm welcome, I think Michelle does it the best, the absolute best. I think everybody can agree with me that she just has the most amazing warm presence. And what a way to open up the session today, Michelle. Thank you so much. And I would like to just say too, I am grateful to be joining from the traditional territories of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations here in beautiful Vancouver. It's a gorgeous, sunny summer day. I hope that you are all enjoying the summer weather as well. And let's face it, networking, isn't that an important thing for us all to know how to do and to get comfortable with and to be comfortable with? But you know, it is a topic that can rattle even the most confident of personalities, right? We're putting ourselves out there. We're to be potentially judged. But this is what's going on in our own mind for the most part, because most people are very lovely and kind and want to make a really good connection with you, just like you do with them. So today we're going to talk about a few ways that we can look at networking in such a way that we can look forward to it, as opposed to seeing it as something that we have to do and as something that is kind of painful. So with that being said, first I would like to see using emojis. Who here feels like they need to ease their way back into in-person networking after 2 years off of social distancing? Use your emoji. Let's see. Yeah, how about the rest of you? I see some familiar names on the call. Ken, how about you? Yeah, everybody feels pretty much the same, I think, huh? Exactly. So this is what we're going to do. Considering we are in a networking event right now, I'd like to ask everybody to please turn your cameras on, and we are going to introduce ourselves so that I can get to know you, and then you can also get to know each other. And also please put your LinkedIn handle in the chat so that we can connect with each other afterwards and stay in contact, because we're all new friends here. Okay, so here's the questions. I'll call on you randomly. So I would like to know your full name and your profession. So where do you work and what's your role? Also, where do you live? Where are you calling in from? Because as we know, Can-Do is national. So we could have some people from the West, some people from the prairies, and some from back east. So let's see where everybody's coming from. And also, what is your favorite leisure activity? So what do you like to do when you're not working? Who wants to go first? How about Michelle, you go first. Get us warmed up.
All right. So my name is Michelle Nevedomi. I don't think I've ever said my last name here. So I wear a couple of different hats, but I own a business called Esqueo Health. So I teach different fitness classes. I'm all about wellness. I really am a wellness advocate. Teach different classes on wellness, mental health. I live in Edmonton and Misquithia-Weskaigan. My favorite leisure activity lately, I'll be brutally honest, is watching Netflix. I've watched Stranger Things a couple of times now.
Oh, same. I'm addicted. Totally, Michelle. Thank you so much. And who's next? How about Elsie? Why don't you go next?
Sure. My name is Elsie. I work with Can-Do on the special projects team. I live in Edmonton, and my favorite leisure activity lately has been going for walks and spending some time outside with my family.
Perfect. What a great time to do that now that the weather's warm. Love it. Thanks, Elsie. Dolly, hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good to meet you guys, and wonderful to be here. My name is Dolly Kershaw. I work for the Silcote National Government, home of the Supreme Court of Canada Aboriginal Rights and Title, recognized by Supreme Court of Canada. And I work in Williams Lake, but I live in Kamloops, BC. So I travel here every week, not every day. And favorite activity of mine is being out on the land, being connected to the water.
I hear you. I love that too. Thanks so much, Dolly. Really nice to have you here today. And Jason, hi. Jason.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Yes. My name is Jason Alexis. I'm the Economic Development Manager for Cycas First Nation.
Fantastic. And whereabouts are you located?
Cycas First Nation is approximately an hour west of Prince George.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're BC boy.
Yes.
Got it. Nice. And what do you like to do in your spare time?
Oh, geez. With work and my daughter's activities, there's not much time to myself.
So you're a devoted dad then, a devoted
Yes.
papa.
Yes.
Aw, that's wonderful, Jason. That's great. Well, thank you so much. It's nice to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Thanks. Mary, how about you?
Hi, Mary McKenzie. I work for SIMP Resources Group as the communications liaison, and I live on SIMP First Nation in Chuchua, BC. So it's about 15 kilometers north of Barrier, BC. And my favorite activity right now is between knitting and kayaking.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's got to keep you busy, I'm sure. And how
Yeah.
nice to be on the water. Love it. Thanks, Mary. Gord, how about you? Gord, are you there? Zen, how about you? Are you there? Hello, Gord or
Yeah,
Zen?
I just, sorry,
Okay.
sorry, it's the unmuting thing.
No.
Yeah, my name is Ken Zarachansky. My main hobby right now is just trying to make sense of the world. I do a little bit of journaling, but trying to make sense of all of the current affairs that are going on, and trying to understand them, and various issues. I have a brother who's I guess a part-time retired journalist. So I use him as a sounding board. I work for Canada Post. My link to, I live in Ontario, Kemptville. I work for Canada Post, and one of my jobs at Canada Post is to encourage as much Indigenous entrepreneurs as possible, particularly in the transportation field. We need a lot of people that are willing to contract with Canada Post, one truck, one route kind of thing, to do transportation for Canada Post, to set up a contract. It's relatively easy to do and easy to maintain. It's not complicated at all. That's just, I guess, my favorite saying is "have truck will travel."
Ah, love it. Thanks, Ken. It's nice to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Thanks. And is it Pierre? P-E-I-Y-U-E? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm not sure how to say it.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Peiyu, and I work as a management analyst in a social purpose Indigenous advisory company. So our company provides management consulting, project management, strategic planning, and accounting and finance services to all Indigenous communities. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. And whereabouts are you located?
We are located in Vancouver.
Oh, you're Vancouver. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Excellent. So we're both experiencing this beautiful Vancouver day today then.
Yes.
Nice. Well, nice. Great to have you here. Thank you, Peiyu.
Thank you.
And Yin Hao?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Great to meet you guys. And I'm the colleague of Peiyu, so we are in the same enterprise as Senior Advisory. So I'm also located based in Vancouver, and I'm also working as a management analyst to help communities to enhance resiliency. And yeah, regarding to the favorite leisure activities, I usually play some sports when I got time. So yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, well, it's a good time for sports.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice weather.
Right on. Nice to have you here. And Ryan, hi. Ryan, are you there? Hello, Ryan. Okay, maybe Ryan stepped away for a moment. So let's get into it, shall we, everybody? Thank you so much for participating. And now we know a little bit more about each other. So here's something that you may or may not have known, that most of us, even the most extroverted of us, feel awkward going into a networking situation where we know no one. And where especially if we go in alone. And do you know why? It's because that old reptilian part of our brain that has not yet evolved is trying to keep us safe. So our brain likes to try and remove us from any potential rejection. The reason for this is because if we were ever rejected from our tribe back in the prehistoric days, we would not survive very long. So although the risk back then was very physical, our brain has now transferred it to a psychological risk. So if you ever wonder, why do I have so much fear around public speaking or around going into a networking event or approaching somebody new for the first time, that's why. We're actually biologically built to be risk adverse. So the great thing about understanding that this is the way that we're built is that if you know when you're approaching a situation where you have to put yourself out there, if you can better understand why your brain naturally goes to that risk, trying to avoid the risk place, then it's easier to overcome it. So just know that this is your subconscious trying to keep you safe, and to be able to bring that awareness into focus and then focus on the things that are going to make you feel good about the situation versus feeling like you're going to potentially go into a situation that's dangerous. Okay, so today's agenda, we're going to talk about getting you into that snap-worthy place when you walk into a room, owning it, and the power of networking. It's definitely advantageous to go into a place where you don't know anyone, or maybe you might even know a couple people if it's industry related, but to make new connections, because let's face it, new connections and new friends opens up a whole world of possibilities and new opportunities that we wouldn't have had if we didn't potentially meet that person. And it's about also going in being prepared. If we are prepared, then we're essentially telling our brain, hey, we are so going to own this. And so we can get our brain out of that risk, trying to avoid risk space, and get into more of a mindset where we're actually going to enjoy going. And also, so being prepared is going to help us take away a lot of the fear, the subconscious fear that is involved in going to a networking event. And also it's about the image. You know, the old saying we have, your first impression is the most important one you're going to make, and you only have a very short time to make it. Well, if you go in as well prepared, with understanding what all the different aspects are that contribute to the image and the that you're portraying, then again, that's going to help you go in feeling confident and owning it. We're also going to talk about mindset. Our mindset, our brain, does everybody agree that our brain controls everything we do? And it especially is completely and totally directing our emotions. Does everybody agree with that? Yeah. And for the most part, a lot of time, we are just acting out of our subconscious mind. I don't know if all of you have heard this number before, but up to 85-90% of what we do in our lives day to day. And by the way, that old saying, we're creatures of habit, is completely and totally there, because it is right on point. It's so accurate. Every single day, not only do we do pretty much the same thing every day in, day out, we also think the same thoughts day in, day out. And there's over 60,000 thoughts that will run through our head on any given day. And I hate to say it, but most of it is risk adverse. So if you ever wonder why is it so easy to go to that place where I'm thinking, oh, this may not turn out, versus going to the place where you're thinking, hey, I'm going to be a rock star. This is going to be a major opportunity for me to meet new people, meet new clients. And even if it's not right away that it turns into some business opportunity, eventually something good is going to come out of it. Whether I learn something new, whether I make a new connection that down the road opens the door to new business, or whether I just make a new friend that I'm going to see at these industry events and feel a lot more comfortable walking in with a familiar face, right? So there's it's getting ourselves into the right mindset. That is such a huge plays such a huge role in approaching networking events with confidence and feeling really good about going there, as opposed to it being like a chore, something that we have to do. The other thing is having some really good question openers is going to help us to really go into the space and really feel like we're able to genuinely make a connection with another person. So we'll talk a little bit about some good questions to ask as well to just be engaging and open up the dialogue. We'll also look at the follow-up, right? It's wonderful if you can go in and make some new connections, but if you don't follow up afterwards, then it was kind of a bit of a waste of going to that event, right? You want to make sure that you maintain those relationships. So we'll talk about how to do that. And now we have more ability to do that than ever before with so much online networking available to us, so we can keep in contact with people and see what's going on in their worlds and their business lives and what they're doing out in the world today. So let's now talk about the power of networking. So many of us understand that there's a lot of benefits that go along with being good networkers, but are we actually aware of each one and reminding ourselves about how important each of these particular benefits are, so that when we are getting ready to put ourselves out there and make new contacts, we can remind ourselves this is why we're doing it. So the first thing is we're going to make new friends, right? There's hands down, you're likely going to be connecting with someone who is like-minded, and where you can share ideas and you can learn new things from, and you can really make a genuine connection. And even if it's somebody, you meet people that aren't exactly like you, you're still going to be able to have an opportunity to expand your network and to potentially meet people who could turn into advocates and supporters of what it is you're doing in business. New job and career opportunities. So many doors get opened through a person's network. So going to these events allows you to make new potential contacts that could lead to a new job or career opportunity. Also, meeting new clients, potential clients, investors, partners in your business. You know, there's a lot of networking opportunities that will open doors for you. And also just being, you know, that old saying, be in the room and in the deal. Well, again, another cliche, but so true, right? It's 90% of life is just showing up when you want to be in the room and meeting people when potentially they're ready to move on something or they need some help with something. And if we can make a genuine connection and just really want to come from a place of giving rather than just going in thinking, what can I get out of this? Then some really good things are going to happen. Also, it allows us to hear the viewpoints of others, which expands our own what the things that we know and can potentially ignite some new ideas when we can connect with others and hear where they're coming from and what they're up to. And also we get to gain industry knowledge and really have our finger on the pulse of what's happening in our business. Also get inspired. A lot of events that we go to tend to bring in really good speakers. And good speakers means not only are we gaining potentially new knowledge, but we're typically able to be inspired by people who are really good at conveying ideas and their expertise. So these are the reasons why we want to remind ourselves of why we do go to these networking events. Okay, and another reason is the majority of career opportunities are found through people we know. So up to 70% of jobs are not advertised at all. And 85% of jobs are typically found through referral sources. And up to 90% of communication, I'm sure you guys have all heard this, is totally nonverbal. So that's why it's really important too, that we consider what is our body language saying when we're at these events. That's why too, it's so important that we go in feeling confident and feeling comfortable in our own skin and feeling comfortable at the event, because that energy is completely going to transfer to whoever it is in our field of our energetic field, so to speak. So keep in mind body language. And then 80% of business to business decision makers make the decision on who they're going to work with based on relationships. And a lot of the relationships that business decision makers have are made at from meeting people at different networking events. So these are some other reasons why it is so advantageous to really learn to love networking and to get really good at it. So let's talk about some tips, shall we? Oh, but before we talk about the tips, actually, I'd like to get Elsie, can you do the poll? I forgot to do the poll. I wanted to do it a couple slides back, but we can do it now. Okay, can you guys do the poll for fun? Indulge me. Do you all see it? Yeah, okay. Thanks, thank you, Dolly. So what is the main reason why you attended this webinar today? And how would you describe yourself in meeting new people? And hand on your heart, are you wearing pajamas working at home right now? I know some of you are. And then if age is only a state of mind, which category best describes you at this point in time? Are you a cheeky child? A tormented teenager? A mad midlifer? Or a groovy grandparent? Let's see, once we get all, we've got 4 answers. Oh, nobody has answered yet. Once we get all the answers, then we'll share and see where everybody's at. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Okay, so 33% say the main reason of joining today is to get more comfortable at networking events. I totally can relate to that. And the majority have said gain additional networking tips. Excellent. I hope that you get to take away a few tidbits today. And how would you describe yourself in meeting new people? It's okay, but it requires a lot of energy. Yeah, I think that definitely the majority of us would agree with that. And I'm excited to try out some new networking tips. Awesome. You've got a learning mentality. I love it. And hand on heart, are you wearing pajamas working from home? 30%, no way, never? 100 or 33%, 100%, yeah, I love it. Same. I had to, of course, get out of my pajamas to be here with you guys today. I'm at the office, so don't have that luxury. Yeah, I get that. I can understand that. Okay, and then if age is only a state of mind, which category best describes your state of mind right now? Oh, we have 33% tormented teenager, 50% mad midlifer. That's about where I am too. And 17% the groovy grandparent. I love it. Yay. Okay, guys, give yourselves a hand. Very nice. Thank you for participating. It's really nice to see where everybody's at, and we've got some good sense of humor in the room. Okay, so tip number 1, we want to make sure that when we're going into any networking event that we are prepared. So what is the networking event? What's the purpose? What's it all about? What's happening? What's hot in the industry right now? If you're going in there, what is your goal? What are you hoping to achieve? If it's to make new connections, that's great. Make new connections for what? Anything specific? Do you have an exciting project that you're working on right now that you would like to engage some other people on? And try not to overwhelm yourself by thinking, I've got to go in, I've got to walk out with a hardcore opportunity, because many times the opportunities come later. So instead, go in and think, I'm going to make one new friend today. And who knows where that new friend is going to go, or if anywhere, but that one new friend, guess what, opens up at least 100 new people that could potentially join your network, that one person. So try not to put too much pressure on yourself. Just think, I'm going to meet one great new person. Chances are you're probably going to meet more. But at least if you don't set the bar too high, then you're not going to stress yourself out. And then you're going to go in and just have a feeling of, I'm going to meet some great people. This is going to be fun. So it's going to be excellent. And think about what is the goal. So even if you do have an immediate opportunity that you're looking for, then just think about, okay, I'm going to meet a person who could potentially be a good door opener for me. And maybe you might mention, you're obviously going to mention whatever it is you're working on, the projects that you're excited about right now, because that's a good conversation starter when you ask someone else what they're working on, and then they'll generally ask you as well. And you never know where that connection could go. Okay, so just try not to put too much pressure on yourself. That's the biggest point. And just to go in, knowing the purpose, know why you're going to the event. Okay, and tip number 2 is what's your image? So we've all heard the saying, dress for success, but what about this one? Have you thought about wearing a pop color, a pop item, something that's a conversation starter? You know, nothing is better than when I see a guy, for example, wearing a really cool First Nations tie, like this one by Anthony Joseph of the Squamish Nation. Love it. Or a beautiful woman's Indigenous scarf. You know, these are wonderful conversation openers, and it's so easy to be able to comment and approach someone and strike up a conversation where you're immediately able to give a compliment to someone. Who doesn't love? Everybody loves receiving compliments, and it immediately opens the door to a warm, friendly space. Also, have make sure that you have enough business cards. I can't tell you how many times I thought, oh, I'm running out to a networking event, and maybe I didn't realize I needed to check my business card stash in my purse, and next thing I know, I've only got like 3 and I've met 5 people. Nothing's more embarrassing than, oh, I ran out of business cards. So make sure you check and make sure that you have a really good supply of business cards in your wallet or in your purse. And then have a really good, well-prepared elevator speech. We all know it's important that we are able to succinctly say what we do in a minute or less, and then leave some space for the other person to ask a little bit more about that. We don't want to go into our full-on Dragon's Den pitch right then and there when we meet someone, right? We want to have it be a dialogue, a conversation. So if you have a short 1 sentence or 2 sentences, this is what I do, and then it leaves room for the other person to inquire more about what it is that you're doing. And then have some stories to tell. The other thing about the elevator pitch, which is really wonderful, is if you have some kind of a story that explains in a little bit more detail when you do get into conversation about what you're doing and how you're adding value to your organization or to other people's lives, then that's really going to go a long way, because as human beings, we connect through story. So if you can have some kind of example or a story of how you have improved or enhanced your role or your organization in some way, then that also helps to get the other person, not only is it engaging, but it gives the other person a bit of a better idea of how they could potentially help you if the opportunity arises. And be ready with a few conversation starters. So if you go in really well prepared and knowing what's going on in the industry, what some really hot industry trends are, that gives you some good conversation openers. And have a firm but warm handshake. I know we've all probably experienced either the bone crushing handshake or the handshake from sometimes some women are they just don't do the full cup, right? They kind of do the half a handshake, and that isn't the best way to provide a really great first impression. You want to have the full palm to palm shake, and make sure that it's it's firm and warm. It's warm and not bone crushing, but warm. And then also give yourself a pep talk. Nothing is better than looking at, okay, what are all of the things that I'm proud of lately that I've done in my job and in my career? Because as I mentioned, your brain is automatically, when it knows it's going into a situation where you're going to be putting yourself out there, it automatically goes to that risk adverse place where it wants to protect you. So it goes inward and goes, what happens if I'm not accepted? What happens if I don't meet anyone? What happens if I'm not, this isn't the place for me? So instead of letting your brain go there, go to the pep talk. Go, okay, look at all the things that I'm doing right now that are super exciting. Look at the ways that I'm adding value to my organization. Look at my mission in life is to give to other people and to help other people. And that's what I'm going to do. When I meet some great people, I'll think about how I can potentially make a genuine conversation or a genuine connection with them, see what some common ground areas are, and if I can help them, I'm there. So if you go in with that and really take your focus and put it on your wins versus putting it on the place where their brain loves to go to try and protect you from being rejected, which is, likely not going to happen, then you're going to go in to this networking event with a positive mindset and feeling good about it and feeling energetic. And then approach the event as a learning opportunity. Because in life, we always have opportunities to develop who we are, to learn and to grow. And if you can go in with that mentality, that is going to definitely make the experience so much better for you and so much less stressful. And yeah, take the pressure off. You are making new friends. You don't have to go in and close someone right on the spot. Just if you can go in thinking about who are some great new people that I can meet today, then that is going to go a long way in helping you to not only enjoy the event, but also making some really genuine connections. So how's everybody liking the information so far? How we doing? Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, I just wanted to check timing, see where we're at. Oh, we got 20 minutes left. Wow, time flies. Okay, so tip number 3, smile and be yourself. Nothing is more engaging than a big old smile, showing those pearly whites. People love to approach other people who look happy. We gravitate to happy people. We gravitate to people that look approachable and friendly and who have open body language. So just really make sure you are aware of what your body language is doing and that you've got a big old smile on your face. Obviously, you don't want it to be, permagrin, super creepy. But you do want to look like you're enjoying yourself, and even if you are alone, then approach another solo person. Look for someone else who's in the exact same headspace as you right now, looking for someone cool to talk to. Maintain confident, open body, friendly body language, like I mentioned, and mirror the other person's energy. So some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts. If you're an extrovert and you notice that, and you've got a lot of energy, and you notice you're speaking with someone who happens to be an introvert, just dial it back a little bit, because otherwise your extroverted energy could potentially overpower their quietness. So just really read the other person, read their energy, and try and match it as much as possible. And be present. This is such a key point. How many times has it happened to you guys? I know it's happened to me, and I probably have been guilty of doing this too, is when you're talking to someone if you don't see an immediate business connection in terms of, we have some business we can do right now. Try as much as possible to really still be present with that person and to really want to know that person and give them your entire 100% of your attention. Nothing is worse than when you're speaking to somebody and they're scanning the room looking for someone else to talk to. And this has definitely happened to me before. And I'm not saying I've never done it, but it doesn't feel very good. So you definitely want to, and you will make such a good connection with someone else and walk away with that person really feeling like they were heard. And that's if you can give them your undivided attention. And that's the other thing, is as human beings, we all want to be seen and heard. And loved. That is our core number one reason for existing. So if we can help other people to feel that way, then we are going to make some really genuine, amazing connections that are going to last. People are going to remember us, and they're going to want to help us, because we all want to do business with people we know, like, and trust, right? And the easiest way to be a person that people know, like, and trust is to be genuine and listen to them and really be present and really want to know them. Okay, so, and of course, try and find some common goals or some common interests that you have. So here's a good quote: "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." The infamous Dale Carnegie. Such a good quote. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, so it's a really great, quote to remember, because this leads us into tip number 4. Get curious. Get curious about other people. What makes them tick? Where are they from? What do they do? What's their role? What are they passionate about? What projects are they working on right now that they're excited about? How can you potentially help them? Is there anybody in your network that could be a good lead for them? Think about also, what are the biggest, ask them, what do you think the biggest trends are happening in our industry right now that you're excited about? Get people, make the other person the topic of conversation. And that is really going to help you to make a genuine connection with that person. Okay, and tip number 5 is the follow-up. So of course, we all know to exchange the business cards, and hopefully we have enough and we don't run out. And immediately when you get back, and make sure you enter in that person's information into your database. This is such an easy thing to forget to do, because we get back to the office, we need to catch up on the day's work. But if we don't immediately make that follow-up connection, then days will go by. Next thing you know, we forget about each other, right? And so go right into your HubSpot.com, by the way, is a really good online database that helps you to keep track of all your contacts and what the relationships are with those people, and whether or not they're a lead right away or more of a brand advocate for you. Because let's face it, even if somebody isn't an immediate partner or client for you, they're connected to, at least in their personal network, likely connected to like 100 people. And then online, that our connections online are huge, right? Even though we're not close to all the people we're connected to online, if we share one post, that one post can be seen by up to a couple hundred people in our online network. So make sure that you are connecting with the person online. And if there was an immediate mutual connection for business, where you both agreed that you're looking for the same thing, then send an email right away and say, okay, let's meet. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's get in touch in person or have a Zoom meeting. And make sure on LinkedIn, when you send a connection to connect with them on LinkedIn, that you have a personal note attached. So it was really nice meeting you at XYZ networking events. Really look forward to watching your progress in the area of the project that you're working on. So let's keep in touch. And then watch their posts, comment on their posts. And this way you can, even if you don't have an immediate business opportunity, you still have an opportunity down the road to collaborate and to get ideas from the other person, and to maybe have them be a referral source, or have you be a referral source for them. Okay, and get business opportunities, then direct message and set up that meeting. So now I'm going to show a good video, and then after the video, I want to take a few minutes, and we're going to go into breakout rooms, and you're going to network with the person that you are in your breakout room with. Okay, so let's watch the video first.
Your brain and skills will only take you so far. To succeed in this world, you really need a network, connections with people who can help you achieve your goals. In fact, they say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Luckily, it only takes the first 90 seconds or less to get them to open up to you, like you, and form a connection. Next time you find yourself in the typically awkward networking situation, focus on congruency. People notice your body language, eyes, and facial expressions. They all have to sync up so that you come across as authentic and trustworthy. Imagine if you ask someone, "How's it going?" and they say, "Oh, everything's great," while they're looking away and have their body turned to the side. Instead, make sure your body is opened up towards the person you're interacting with. You maintain good eye contact, without staring, of course, and make sure you smile. It's the easiest thing, and it has the biggest impact in starting a warm relationship, yet so few people do it. Once you've mastered these 3 small things, the next step is to mirror their mannerisms. If someone's a low talker, they won't connect easily with a loud talker. And when you only have 90 seconds to make the right impression, you want to connect as fast as possible. So make them comfortable by copying some of their mannerisms. These tactics will get the other person to open up and engage in discussion with you. Lead with open-ended questions where they can't give a sterile yes or no answer. Any question that starts with how, when, what, why, where, or how is great. Get them talking, because that's the only way to identify common ground. Listen carefully to find out what they truly care about, what's on their mind, why are they where they are, and what are they hoping to get out of it. Perhaps you can genuinely help, or you can make an introduction with other people you meet in the room, or you share an interest you can follow up on and deepen your connection. The good news and the bad news is that it only takes 90 seconds. The bad news is that if you don't click in those 90 seconds, you probably can't get a connection going. The good news is that with just a few simple tactics, you can prime your encounter to become a fruitful connection. It's easier and more important than you think.
Okay, what did everybody think about the tips in the video? Those are some good additions, hey? Okay, so now what we're going to do, since this is a networking event, networking webinar, we're going to go into pairs, into breakout rooms, which Elsie, I believe Elsie is going to help us to do that. Elsie, are you there? Do you have a new bestie? Yeah, excellent. All right. Dolly, who are you? Were you and Jason paired up?
Who was I with here? That's a terrible way to do it. Made a good connection and talked about economic development and clean energy and data centers and initiative at Kanaka Bar in regards to cataloging and educational information with language.
Love it. And did you two learn anything about each other personally?
No.
No?
Oh,
All business? And that, you know what, that's totally okay. If it's all business, that's great too. And especially if you find a mutual point of interest there. But try and definitely make a point of getting to know the other person personally as an individual as well, because that's where we really make that connection, that heart connection. Yeah, it's awesome. Jason, how about you? Thanks, Dolly.
Yes, I connected with Yin Hao Fan and Dolly
Oh, great.
Kershaw.
Three of you. Okay,
yes.
nice.
Yes, so Yin Hao is from Vancouver, works in Vancouver, lives in Richmond.
Nice.
20-minute commute. He has, we had a mutual topic that we were all involved in, which was the data center. And
Right.
I was really interested to hear that he's digitizing and working with language. Dolly Kershaw is from Young Lake, works for Kamloops economic development. She has a number of projects that she's doing, solar farm, data center, and it was a really good conversation.
Amazing. Wow, Jason, that's really great. You were able to really learn a lot about your networking partners. That's awesome. And who else have we got here? Mary, how about you? Who were you with?
I was with Ken and Gord. I don't know if Gord was there, but me and Ken talked
Okay.
about business, kind of where we lived.
Nice. Excellent. And so do you all feel like you're a little more comfortable in the networking area? I know it's still a little bit awkward when you're meeting strangers, but hopefully some of these tips will help you to get into a place where you're really happy to approach the idea of making new friends, and instead of making it have to be like a immediate business connection. Right? It's about making yourself, releasing the pressure, right? That's what it's all about, because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So what I'd like, if you take any tip away today, what I want you to take away is just really take that pressure off yourselves, where it says, I have to make this networking event an immediate business opportunity. And instead look at it like, I'm going to make some new friends and business colleagues that who knows where it's going to go. It likely is going to go somewhere really good. It's all about reframing it. And Yin Hao, how about you? What did you learn about your partners?
Yeah, I was in the same room with Dolly and Jason. So yeah, we have a good conversation about the data center and some projects ongoing, some clean energy projects ongoing, and it's kind of a short time for us to talk more in personal, but more about the personal stuffs. But I think it's a good connection opportunity.
Excellent. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Well, I'm really happy the three of you had the opportunity to connect. Super cool. And Gord, are you there? I think Gord might have stepped away. Okay, well, it looks like we are running out of time, everybody. So make sure that you put your LinkedIn in the chat, okay? So we can all make ensure that we're expanding our networks. And now we've got a whole bunch of new friends on the call. And also, before you go, I would like to share with you something that may be of interest to you or may be of interest to someone that you know. I've recently launched an Indigenous online entrepreneurial training course, which is going to be running on August 2nd, 3rd, and 8th. It's a 9-hour course. I'm offering a free preview prior to that to be able to just better understand what the course is all about. It's going to teach people how to start and run their own Indigenous business. So right from the startup steps of naming to structuring the business to understanding operations and all the various aspects of managing a company, and also how to get funding, how to access procurement opportunities. So all this good stuff. So if you are interested in being an entrepreneur or you know someone who is, then please do feel free to share the information. The website is courses.activatetraining.com. And this is also in your handout, but I don't know if this, because the handout that I gave you all has a room for notes. So your slides are kind of small. So you may want to write it down. It's courses.activ8, so for activatetraining.com. Okay, and then the course itself is 9 hours and it's $4.95 per seat. And with that, I am so thrilled to have had this time to spend with all you wonderful people today. I hope that you enjoyed the webinar and that you were able to take away some tips where you can go into your next networking event and rock it. Right, Dolly? And everybody, I want you to do that before you go into the event. Yeah. So nice meeting you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you again in a future webinar. And Elsie, thank you very much for helping to